What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So I definitely want to give you all the update on Reesa Teesa and her, guest appearance on the Tamron Hall Show. She is definitely making her rounds, and I'm so proud of her. She did give something exclusively to the Tamron Hall Show that she had left out of her 52-part TikTok series, and I wanted you guys to hear from her own mouth. Just a little short clip, not too long because I don't want them to ding me or strike the channel, but they talk about the background checks that she mentioned, and then they go into the specific part that she left out of her series. Let's go ahead and listen.
And I just had no idea the depth of it.
So we also did a background check on both of you. But there are no surprises.
No.
Wait, full disclosure, we do background checks on all of our guests on the show. And we could not find any evidence that he went to school in San Diego. We could not find him on any arena football team roster. We could not find any previous California address for him. You did that on your own, which again, I give you credit for going in because there's a fight or flight, right? There's an embarrassment, there's a shame, there's all these things you can feel in a moment like this when you have the United Nations of red flags, as you pointed out, but you started to do your due diligence. You're using these resources and you're uncovering. I've watched the videos. I want to know really and truly what you did not record that you're willing to share about the sense of betrayal. Because you have a great sense of humor. You still have a great wall. You are resilient. I can see it. But I know that this, from what you've told me, I just wanted this love. This is the fairy tale. There had to be a lot of tears.
Yeah. The one thing that I did not put in there, I hit on it, but I did not go in depth. The part for me that I don't talk about because I don't want to be that vulnerable. I don't want someone to make fun of it, is the fact that once I discovered that, no, he's not a regional manager. He's not a VP of production or operations. He was just a regular employee. The dominoes started falling. And one of those dominoes was the realization that you did not have a business meeting when I had to go to the hospital. You simply were not there. So when I was texting you, and I was terrified. I'm texting you that I'm in pre-op. And I'm so scared because I just don't know what's going to happen. And David texted me back. There came a moment where once I discovered all the lies that I realized you really left me hanging when I needed you the most. And on so many levels, I can honestly sit here and tell you that is the one thing that I struggle to forgive because it's already hard. There was so much fear. Like I felt like, first of all, I felt like a failure because my body did not go to term.
People, for those of you who do not know, the pregnancy ended. You lost the baby.
So again, I take myself back to when I discovered there was no David. So you were pretending to be someone else, texting me when I was in pre-op, telling you I'm scared. I love you. Because I text all this. I love you. If anything happened, anyway, because it takes me back there.
My heart breaks for her. Tamara was tearing up, and I definitely feel, I felt her pain. It was very palpable in that moment. So again, I hope that she, goes on a healing journey and really focuses on not only her mental health, but also her emotional well-being. But a few things that she touched on, because I really like, her going on the Tamron Hall Show. She said that when she first met him, that he was very well dressed, very well put together. And that's something that it tied up a little bit of a loose end for me in my mind, because I was wondering, and of course, people with different mental health issues, they, like Jennifer Lewis, for instance, the actress on Blackish, and, so many wonderful shows, right, throughout our lifetime. She wrote a book called The Mother of Black Hollywood, and that's exactly, I feel like, who she is. So she is very open about her bipolar disorder. Schizophrenia is a whole different beast. I know somebody very close to me that has paranoid schizophrenia. And so I'm wondering now, was the diagnosis that the older brother Chris told her in the car in that update video I gave you, was that clinical, or was that just somebody that they took him to, like maybe a guidance counselor or something? Because I don't know. I'm trying to, I guess that's why I'm so invested into this story, because she says that, he paid the bills, that he bought her a new tire when it first, busted out on their initial first date going to the Cheesecake Factory. He paid the Cheesecake Factory bills. He was, well put together. So I can see how she wouldn't attribute his absence to his mental illness, but rather just, being apathetic to her and the loss of their child. I can see how heartbreaking that would be for her. Another aspect that she, divulged specifically on the Tamron Hall Show was him in her driveway, and the cops were called. I'll let you guys hear from her as well on that.
And that's the real part of this story. And that's why I wanted you on, because look, you can watch the 10 hours and you can hear a lot of what you've already said, but I knew that there was more. And I know that there has to be tears. I also know that there has to be a level of fear. And when you detail, after you found out he had a criminal record, he'd gone away for a while, he came back, even though you said, I don't want any parts of you. Right. And you came back home and he was parked in that driveway. That is dangerous.
Right.
We can talk about the red flags. Someone you've told, I'm divorcing you, leave me alone. I will call the police, still in your driveway, waiting for you.
Yes.
Is scary.
Yes.
And you don't talk a lot about that fear, I've noticed.
I didn't. It was terrifying. I know that I did state in the video series, I was terrified to go home. And that is something no one should ever have to experience. Being afraid to go to what should be your peace, should be your solitude, should be your sanctuary. He had been threatening that he was going to come back. So I had reached out to law enforcement, and I talk about in the video series where it was the police captain. When I called him after I called 911, police captain immediately answered the phone. And he said, I got the call. We're on our way. We got you. So this was now another example of someone else saying, I got you. And I was like, God, please, I hope he really does have me. But he did. And I stayed in my car.
And you were afraid for your life at times?
I was afraid of the unknown. Like this got to get out my house. Yeah.
I know that's right. It's too many, occurrences of people, more specifically men, just looking at the numbers, right? The stats. But using physical intimidation toward women is just unacceptable. Like, period. If somebody doesn't want you around, if they tell you to leave, then leave, But anyway, I'm really glad that, again, she is, taking herself to London. She's divorced from him. And this just, again, I'm glad the other women who came forward, like the ex-wife, Vivian, and there was one other one, that they came forward and said, we've had similar experiences, that Legion, Jerome, is a pathological liar. The one woman that I made a video about, she said I had to call the cops to get him out of my house. This is just, again, it's a pattern of behavior. I know that he said that he's going to call an attorney, but there's too much evidence against you. This is like, woman after woman after woman is saying the same thing, that you're a liar, that you're essentially, refusing to leave, stalking, all these crimes, essentially. Impersonating the police officer, that's the one that got me. But my thing is, and I'm being honest with you guys, I really hope that he gets the psychiatric help that he needs. I know that he said he's already in another relationship, so I hope whoever is dating him out there sees this video, sees Tamron Hall, sees Good Morning America, sees, someone on YouTube or, a good friend will reach out and say, you really need to think about this for your own safety. And I'm not talking about his mental health issues. I'm talking about the criminality, right, that he is putting these women through. Having the cops constantly called on you, your record, the criminal charges, they compound, right? So, I mean, you can't keep doing this to different women and thinking that it's okay, because eventually those things are going to compile together, and you're going to go up against a judge who will see you as essentially a danger to society and lock you up. So I'm hoping that it doesn't get to that. He gets a good psychiatrist. He gets some really good medication. I hope for Reesa Teesa that she is, goes to London, maybe finds new love if her heart is prepared for that. But if not, enjoys Europe and gets the healing that she needs. So with that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Like the video. It's a free way to support the channel. It shakes the algorithm up. Let everybody know that we're here. Please share with your friends and loved ones. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I will talk with you in the next video. Take care, Aces. Bye.